Hi guys, Deluded Gooner. Now, a big reason I'm a fan of Arsene Wenger is as someone who has aspirations to coach, someone who does coach, someone who enjoys coaching and football in its purest form. He's a joy to watch. I'm a big fan of many things about Arsene Wenger, but in this video, it's more in regards to how do I put it? He gives faith to players from all walks of life. He sees the brilliance in certain players. The Wenger of old, I'm talking about. He sees the best in players before they've seen it in themselves. The likes of Henry, disillusioned with life after Juventus, playing left wing, taking 11 games to score here. Did question whether he could lead the line. Wenger said you could. He's now a record holder for goals. Do you get where I'm going? Guys like Edu, whose father passed away in his childhood, or in his late adult years, or even Wenger. He spoke about Wenger as being as a dad. How many players have said the same? Cesc has said the same. Nasri, who talks bad about Arsenal but never about Arsene Wenger, says the same. Tony Adams said the same. He was helped with his alcohol problems by Wenger. There's many players that say the same thing. Keown, many players say things like this. Very rarely do you hear a player, whether it worked out at Arsenal, good or bad, if they have a bad thing to say about Arsene Wenger. It's very rare, and that's the reason I love him. There's numerous players. He's even beyond football. Guys like Weir, who won World Player of the Year and credit it to Wenger, most people don't know about. He's even taught him things off the field in regards to how whites and blacks can coexist. That's for another video, but you get where I'm going. But a big thing that irks me about Arsene Wenger and pains me, obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, you know, with the stadium business, is that it's to a degree, it's like a dad who has a child, raises his child, takes the child through nursery, blah blah blah, and then waves them off to uni. What I mean by that is we all know the likes of Robin van Persie, who showed promise but had a lot of injuries. We finally got him past the injuries, got him into the player he was, waved him off to Fergie's University to win the league. Cesc Fabregas, the same. His was a bit different because he never made a secret of wanting to go there. Nasri, the same. Numerous players that, like, if I name them all, I'll get angry again. But you get where I'm going with. You get where I'm going with it. I can't blame none of these players, from Thierry Henry to Nasri, for wanting to leave Arsenal. Because if I was in their position and I wanted to win stuff and the club wasn't going where I wanted it to go, the career's short. You have to go. But for me, it pains me when you look at someone like Fergie. Obviously, Arsenal and United are way different in levels, trophies won, money, all that stuff. United are on top, but you look at Fergie and you look at Fergie's managed to achieve something with these players. Ronaldo, the best example. Ronaldo brought him up from being that kid who carried the ball a bit too long, was a bit over exuberant with skills. Has made him into a great player. Won everything he could at United, and he literally just left because Madrid was his dream. Players have had to leave Arsenal sadly to win the Champions League and things like that. I can't fault them. Obviously, we haven't won the Champions League, but there was a time we were able to keep hold of our players. The likes of Vieira 2001, 3 and 04. Go and check that up. But yeah, like, it's just the amount of players that hold Wenger in high regard, talk him as a dad, praise him. It's too easy at times. It does annoy me because everybody can recognize that if you have ambitions to be a great footballer and you know you might not play at a top club, come to Arsenal. Let Arsene Wenger make you feel good about yourselves. Let him feel great about you, train you up, and when it's time to win certain trophies, you leave, because that is what has happened at our club. Ashley Cole as well. That one pains me the most. Players who have been developed at this club. Wenger is a player's dream. He instills confidence, he instills faith in you, he develops you, he'll back you to the death, like we're seeing with these new boys who Wenger's nature, they're quite frankly just abusing it and making a mockery of him. And it is his fault, because you should have the competence to see that these players are not like the Invincibles, etc., that will ride for you and die for you. But yeah, you get where I'm going with this guys. That's one thing that's always pained me about Wenger, the Le Professor. The numerous players he's worked with, the players that haven't even worked with him and have said in their careers they would have loved to work with him. Just the players that have said he's changed their careers, players that he said he's changed their outlooks on life. This man is more than a football manager. Like, there's just so much ways to love the guy. Of course, I'm talking about more in regards to his heyday. Nowadays, it's a different story. I'm a bit angry at the guy. I mean, do you agree with everything your family members does, Wenger? I'm angry at you, but cool. You get where I'm going with this guys. Like, in conclusion, the amount of players that have been at this club, been taken through our elementary school and then graduated off to uni, frustrates me. Because obviously we haven't had the rewards. I mean, could you imagine if we had RVP for at least 80 more months? If we still had Cesc, who, if it was up to me, I understand why he didn't get brought back, but he's our son. He should be at this club. Nasri had a great career. His attitude's a bit, he could have been a great for me. He has had a good career, but he could have been a great. Cesc Fabregas. I have to say his name again. I can't stop saying Cesc. Really wish he was here, man. There's just numerous players. Can you imagine if he discarded Koscielny where Koscielny would be? If he discarded Bellerin where Bellerin would be? Even Szczesny, I'm going to say this once, guys. Czech would not be here if Szczesny did not force Arsene Wenger's hand. You're forgetting the amount of chances Wenger gave Szczesny. I want Szczesny back, but he did take the mick after that 4-0 smoking business at Southampton. You get where I'm going with this. It's a gift and a curse that this man backs the players, sees the faith, sees the best in every man. Old days it worked. These days, footballers' hands need to be held. It's not gonna work as much, and he's paying for it, and he's dying a slow footballing death like that. But not to waffle, guys, man. Arsene Wenger, the professor. Arsenal is an elementary school. It's just sad to see players go off to uni. I'm out, guys. Sorry for waffling.